First off, elephant in the room. If you follow my community posts, you will know that I was not planning on making this series. And I still have the same reservations that I did a few months ago. The Dream SMP really isn't that family friendly. And there's a bit of controversy to wade through whenever you're covering something like this. But I changed my mind when I saw TECHNOBLADE's video announcing his struggle with cancer. As someone who struggled with cancer as a kid, that got me good. And I wanted to finally finish this once and for all. But I'm also doing some good with this video. It also functions as a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, which is a foundation that supports kids with cancer or other life-threatening illnesses. So if you'd like to give $1 or $2, I would not mind that at all. In fact, I'd really appreciate it. So, with that in mind, as the great Sun Tzu once said, TECHNOBLADE never dies. And so let's get on with the video. The Dream SMP. What a world we live in that this exists. I tried to stay away from it as long as I could, I promise. It was only because of my two best friends both liking it that I was eventually dragged down into the quagmire of war and conflict in the blocky world of Minecraft. And once again, through coercion of one of those friends, thanks Reb, the LEGO Dream SMP CMF was born. And in a weird twist of fate nobody could have expected, it's one of my favorites that I've ever made. New techniques were used. I started using actual shading, and I think it looks pretty incredible. I want to give credit to Reb, Ashenflash, and the Ashenflash Discord server for help in drafting the list. Regardless of your opinions on the SMP itself, of which there are many, I hope you can enjoy something that I really came to love with this art. Pineapple can go on pizza. Segueing from one controversial topic to another, I've drawn Dream. This is still surreal to me. I don't know if I've gone too far, or not far enough. This is as good a place as any to explain that I decided to take the Minecraft skins literally. As in not drawing the cool hoodie guy the rabid fans use to make Dream look attractive, but literally drawing a bright green bodysuit with Arnim Zola's kindergarten supersuit on top. Also, he's got a netherite sword with sharpness 5, and the mellow high disc. Important in this incredible lore. If he's not found, how did I find him? Easy. George Not Found may be elusive in the story, but he's certainly elusive here. Benny Bricks, a great LEGO render creator, also made some SMP figures, and he had the genius idea to use Robin's glasses for George. It's a nearly perfect usage, and I still can't believe it works so well. A shield and the hilarious Beckendorf the Fish complete the ensemble. SAPNAP rounds out the main Dream Team trio. Once again, I will explain that I know very little about the Dream Team outside of the SMP. One reason why I made this series is because I have plausible deniability about any sort of controversy. And so I don't have much commentary. Leloid's island hair once again is a near perfect part for this guy. And he has a bucket for the MLG tactics, as my brother calls them. TOMMYINNIT. It is indeed. I doubt you'd have the SMP as it stands without this kid. A lot less screaming, that's for sure. One thing I really appreciated about taking the Minecraft designs themselves was that so many of these designs are relatively simplistic and easily manipulated, as seen here. Tommy's cat disc and crossbow are good examples of this, along with his signature POG expression. Can't have one without the other, so here's President Tubbo. You also can't have Tubbo without bees, so here's a bee as well. You'll have to buy 3 to get the whole group, which is what we call a marketing strategy. Tubbo's hairpiece comes from Harry Potter, with a disheveled green shirt to match. If Tommy laid the foundation of the lore, WILBURSQOT built it up and blew it to heck, literally and figuratively. Instead of the more common yellow sweater Wilbur is usually drawn with, I chose the, in my opinion, much more interesting Outcast trench coat, which is more in line with his characterization, saving the sweater for Ghostbur. It then also makes sense to give him dynamite, because if you can't beat him, bomb him. My favorite accessory in the series is the tile depicting the L'Manberg Declaration of Independence. Fundy follows his father in this video. Don't question it. And I will refrain from the usual jokes that's around this particular character. I have standards. I base Fundy's face on the video Fox Guy band person, and added a JoJo reference to his cap. His accessory is actually a command block, since Fundy is known for trying to break the game as much as possible. The second half of Coconut 2020 is NIHACHUI. As with Wilbur, Nikki has a wealth of outfits to choose from, but I decided to go with her villain suit since it's where she's at right now. Once again, it also fits with her accessory, being simple pieces representing the flint and steel used to burn down the Laman tree. It is at this point that I realized I should add a spoiler warning for anyone who didn't know what was going on. You could make the argument that QUACHITY has one of the most realistic faces for his skin, and that the literal style should not be utilized. To that I say, QUACHITY is a terrifying man, and he should look the part. The mogul of Las Nevadas stands poised for power. Maybe not physically, though, because that is the diamond axe that he died with. Speaking of dying in humiliating ways, JSCHLATT's appearance here has been inspired, and I quote from PHILZA, from when the heart attack kicks in. As one of the only true, irredeemable villains in the SMP, SCHLATT fulfills a unique role that needed to be represented here. He is also the first of a couple of examples where I break my literal rule. SCHLATT canonically has ram's horns on his head throughout the story. Don't know why, don't know how, but probably the same reason a fox and a pig are running around. As such, he has horns. Not the last time you'll see the rules bent. The favorite character of my other best friend is BADBOYHALO, so I feel like I need to like him as well. We at least have the no language thing in common, so that's a good start. BBH was one of the most fun to design with his black robes and the demon face. He comes with a hood and a miniature version of his deity, the egg. To stand against Bad's egg worship is CAPTRINPUFFY, leader of the pro-omelet movement, half sheep and all pirate. Puffy was, in fact, one of the most difficult to draw because, as you can see, her in-game skin is one of the most complicated there is. We got there in the end because we win these. An enchanted sword is in her grasp, along with her special netherite ingot from her son, Foolish. The man of the hour, TECHNOBLADE himself. I know I probably sound biased in my favoritism, but Techno really was the creator that got me back into Minecraft as a game and platform, and his character lore is so impressive. I'm limiting the jokes because I'll be called insensitive otherwise. Techno's accessories today reference his chosen weapons of anarchy throughout the story, being the crossbow and the fireworks. Could be more favoritism, but my second favorite character is PHILZA, whose writing is once again pretty fantastic. As with JSCHLATT, who has canonical ram's horns for some reason, PHILZA has canonical wings because he does stuff with crows or something. His wings are also canonically useless because of the L'Manberg explosion. Canonical as a word has lost all meaning to me. But we're not done with the canonicalness just yet. The main character of the Dream SMP is here. Teased it with SCHLATT and Phil, but here's the character where I really stretch the bounds of my own limits, because the original Ranboo was so boring. This one is much more interesting, and canonical. Canonically, this Ranboo has hair, and is also 8 feet tall. To simulate his main character's Silk Touch superpower, he comes with a regular grass block, and also his book of bad remembery. This is the last figure of the series. Or is it the first? Time-traveling KARLJACOBS. He may not be the most involved with the main story lore, but Tales of the SMP is a really fun watch, and he injects a nice amount of color, both in commentary and outfit. Carl's hair comes from Rex Dangervest, another time-traveling ne'er-do-well, with his spiral hoodie, a satchel, and the Minecraft clock. As I said in the opening, I am entirely surprised that I even made this. There's been controversy aplenty, and I'm still not a fan of the more adult elements of this series, so I can't recommend it to several of my younger viewers. But the outside influence and the hilarious designs make this so much more enjoyable than I was expecting. Every CMF going forward will have this level of quality, I can promise you that. Yeah, I'll be appalled if this gets any traction. Because this isn't a true franchise, I had trouble coming up with packaging designs for it, but the Minecraft dirt block isn't totally copyrighted, right? I'd assume so. The bag is just green. Very green. Once again, I'd like to thank my friends for the inspiration behind this and getting me into this insane story, because, I'll admit, I've enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I hope you all enjoy this as well. If you love the source material, tolerate it or hate it, I'm not picky. Just like my stuff, please. Thoughts and prayers to TECHNOBLADE as well. And please consider using the link below to donate to Make-A-Wish. It's a fantastic organization. Don't know when you'll see me next, but it'll be later than you'd like and sooner than you'd expect. And until next time, later.